Spring fever is real. We are having some absolutely gorgeous weather here in northern Nevada today. It's in the 70s right now and a little bit cloudy, but not bad. So, concentrating on the things I wanted to get done today has been a bit challenging. And it reminds me back when I was a kid in school of a feeling that I'm sure many of us experienced where we would be in the classroom, maybe staring out the window at the beautiful skies, wishing we could be out doing something like riding our bikes or going swimming. And that's very much how I'm feeling today. JT is out taking a walk by the river, and I'm at home trying to get some chores caught up while I do some beta reads for an author friend, and it is really, really hard to concentrate. The other reason I'm having trouble concentrating is that I just finished my beta revisions. I just was very intensely focused on my book over the past week to get it sent off to the editors, and my brain is tired, my body is tired, and JT and I didn't sleep well last night. We were both up well before dawn this morning. So a lot of things are coming together to make it difficult for me to get any work done today. Getting this video done is also a challenge because this is my second attempt. I started the first one and just went off, I'm not even sure where. So I'm trying to stay on track a little bit better, but I'm thinking about all the things I would rather be doing right now. Not to say I'm not enjoying these videos. They are a lot of fun, and today is the last day of the second month of the year. This is my, gosh, what does that make it? 61st video, I think? No, let's see, there were 31 days, 59th video, I believe, if my math is correct. So I feel like that's a pretty good stretch so far. Still have a lot of year left to go. That's another 10 months. Can't believe tomorrow is March already. My house is still decorated for Valentine's Day. I normally swap out Valentine's for St. Patrick's Day right after the holiday, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to do that. I also still have some winter decor up, and we're going to be pretty rapidly approaching spring now, and the spring weather is a good sign of that. I'm not sure if we're going to get any more of the big snowstorms like we had a week or so ago, but if we get many more days like these, it's going to be really hard to get my next book done because I'd rather be outside playing, honestly. Talking about back when we were in school, I grew up in the Central Valley of California, and my elementary school had been built in something like maybe the 1920s or 30s, I believe. The main building was pretty old school. It might have been a WPA project, which was a Depression era program that employed people who were out of work. And the building was really cool. It had these soaring windows in the classrooms. And in the fall and the spring, the windows would open. I don't think a lot of modern schools have windows that open for various reasons, a lot of them probably being safety. But these windows would open, so I remember sitting at my desk, looking out at the beautiful blue skies, listening to the birdsong, smelling the flowers or, the leaves that were falling as they started to decay, and just wishing I was anywhere but where I was. So that's a feeling that sticks with you. I can remember feeling the same way at my job too. I had a beautiful view at my last desk before I retired. My desk actually had huge windows that were facing the Nevada State Capitol, the back side of the Capitol. And I could watch the seasons, and especially on snowy days, it was fun because it was so beautiful. I didn't often look at the view because I was so busy doing my job. My desk didn't face the window. I had a view from the side, so I could see through my peripheral vision if I wasn't looking that way. When my predecessor had the desk, he used to, during the last hour of the day, he would do some professional reading, and he would be facing the window. So I don't know how much reading was happening and how much viewing the beautiful scenery outside was, but I think a lot about things like that on days like this. And it's just wild how time passes, because I can very clearly see myself in that classroom from so many years ago. It would be well over 50 now, and it was, everything was so new and exciting then. And over time, we become so much more familiar with the world at large, where when we're kids, the world is so much smaller that I think we lose a lot of that wonder over time. But some things don't change, like spring fever. So here I am dealing with my dose of spring fever for the day while trying to get some chores done and doing some beta reading and talking to you fine folks out there. February was a good month. JT is about to release Finding Salvation, his prequel novella trilogy to the Serving Salvation books. He did get a box of paperbacks that are now available in our bookstore at carsonhume.square.site. And if you'd like an autographed copy before release date, which is March 17th, please go check out our bookstore, because JT would really appreciate it. He's been so thrilled talking with the person who enjoyed reading the Serving Salvation series and who has been recommending it to other people. And I think it would just really be the cherry on top of his Sunday if other people were to buy copies of Finding Salvation, because it is a good part of the Salvation universe. Definitely recommend reading the Serving Salvation trilogy, and he will have another book in that universe coming out in the summer. It's currently in the first round of edits, so he's hoping maybe around his birthday in July, but that's taken up a lot of his time in February. He made sure to get the cover completed. He had the ebook cover for the first part of the first novella of that trilogy, of the prequel trilogy. He had a cover for that, and that portion of the trilogy is currently online. It's available widely for 99 cents, or if you are a subscriber, if you are a subscriber, you can contact us through our website. And if you want to get a free copy, you can also sign up for our newsletter, and you'll get either an EPUB or a PDF of the first novella in that trilogy, so you can get a little taste of what the story is about. So I do recommend that, because I think it's a fun series and it's a fun universe. And if you are a science fiction fan, I think you may enjoy it. It's not as tech heavy as some sci-fi. It's very character driven. There is a lot of religion, politics, and romance, even a little intrigue maybe. And it's something I think we can all relate to, feeling like the world is not something that we can live on anymore. I know our environment has been a concern to a lot of people for a very long time now, but in the Finding Salvation prequel trilogy, humans have basically destroyed Earth to the point where it's not going to be able to sustain life for much longer, which is why the Salvation is built and launched. And if you can hear that, that's my dryer. My apologies. My washer just went into spin cycle. But so the reason they launched Salvation is because they need to find a new home for humans. And Finding Salvation talks about the time leading up to the launch of the Salvation. The Serving Salvation trilogy covers the time period 3,000 years later, when they're about to reach what they hope will be their final destination. And then the book that's currently in edits will be more of a companion to Finding Salvation, taking place in a similar time frame, but that book will deal with the people who end up being left behind on Earth after Salvation leaves. So I do think it's a worthwhile universe to check out, and I highly recommend it. But that took up a lot of February for him, He's also working on Sheriff in Nevada Book 4, which should be coming out in October. Meanwhile, my February was pretty much trying to get the beta revisions done for Restless Spirits Book 2. Oh, excuse me. That was nasal drip. While I do love spring, my allergies don't appreciate it. Anyway, as I was saying, beta revisions to Restless Spirits Book 2. Now I am working on a beta read, which, I mean, really, since this is the last day of February, I'm going to count that more as a March project. But my February was pretty much working on my book. And in the meantime, JT and I have been doing all the other things that relate to our business. We had our weekly business meeting this morning. We discussed our finances and things like that, especially now that we're in tax season. This is also the time of the year when we need to renew our subscriptions to various things. So it can be a little expensive because while we're doing that, we also have books in editing, and all of those costs add up. So oh my gosh. So you can see what's going on in the house today. It is a little noisy, even though I'm the only one here with the washer on the spin cycle and my allergies acting up. But I do need to get back to the beta read that I'm working on. I do hope that you are having a good week so far, that you've had a good February, whatever you do, because I know some people don't celebrate things like Valentine's Day. So I hope you at least had some time away from your day-to-day routine to do something special over the course of a month, and that you are looking forward to March as we head into spring here in the Northern Hemisphere. I've never been to the Southern Hemisphere, but if anybody from there happens to be watching, I wish you a happy end of your summer as you head into fall. And I hope that you also have been having a good month, because so many people do so many different things depending on their location and their culture. And I do want to learn more about those things, but in the meantime, I have other things to get done. So I will continue to fight off my extreme case of spring fever here today and get back to work on going down to switch my laundry to the dryer and getting back to my beta read. I thank you again for joining me on this journey. I hope that if you haven't already subscribed, that you do so. We do have a lot of interesting things coming up in the coming months. Like I said, JT's book, or JT's compilation of the Finding Salvation prequel novella trilogy will be available widely on March 17th. So that will be our big event for March. But in the meantime, if you want an early copy autographed, please go to our bookstore at carsonhume.square.site. You can also go to our website, www.carsonhume.com. Oh my gosh. I feel like this entire video is a blooper at this point. But you can go to our website at www.carsonhume.com to learn more about all of our books, our social media platforms that we're on. We're on quite a few of them. Any upcoming events that we may have, and our two podcasts, the CC and JT Amateur Hour and the Nevada Author Network. Now, if you want the Nevada Author Network specifically, please go to twomorebooks.com. That's TWOMOORE books.com. And you will find all the episodes of the Nevada Author Network. That podcast is our collaboration with the Sierra Arts Foundation, where we highlight members of the Sierra Arts literary community, fellow local Nevada authors here in the northern part of the state, Reno, Sparks, Carson City, even up into the Sierra to Truckee, which is over the California border. So any members who are within the vicinity of the Reno area are welcome to join the Sierra Arts Foundation. If you are local to Northern Nevada and you are an artist, whether visual, performing, or literary, definitely recommend checking out the organization. They are at sierraarts.org. And like I said, you can learn more about us and our fellow authors at the Nevada Author Network podcast, which is housed at twomorebooks.com. So just a lot of things available for you to check out if you're interested. Like I said, if you want to follow along on this channel, I will be posting daily throughout the course of the rest of the year unless something major happens. And I will be keeping up with all the things that we're doing, the books we're releasing, our podcast episodes, and any events we will be doing, as well as the road trip that we should be taking here in a few weeks. So I hope you do join me, and if you are a fellow author, I'd like to ask you a question today. What do you write? Are you a romance novelist? Are you a literary novelist? Do you have a specific genre? Do you write short stories? Do you write nonfiction? So if you are a fellow author and you have watched this video all the way through, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you write. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Just, your first name, maybe where you are and what you write. That would be cool. Put that down in the comment section. But in the meantime, I will give you guys the rest of your day to enjoy whatever weather you might be having in your area. I hope it's somewhat pleasant like we're having here, and that you have a great rest of the day. I'll see you again in March. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. Take care.